Hi, Mrs. Haven. My name is Shane. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm so glad you alluded to that. Now, I don't know any of you, and you certainly don't know me. And I know you all must be very sick and tired of these rudimentary and lackadaisical introductory games. However, that is basically what I have planned today for today's class. Now, what I'd like you to do is grab a partner, someone you don't know. But listen, before you think you can deceive me because I'm new, you better think again. Find someone that pushes you out of your normal comfort zone. I love that this is such a diverse class, but I want you to find students with different goals, different hobbies, different races, different origins, different nationalities, different likes and dislikes. Someone you would like to know better. Someone who is different from your normal social group. Now, what you guys are going to do is you're going to fill out this Venn diagram, and then you're going to present it to the class. Now, I don't want you to just brush the surface with this. I want you to really dig deeper. Yeah, we want to know your favorite movie, your favorite food. Share that too. But we also want to know just who you are. What are your favorite memories? What are your favorite things that you least like? Why do you like or hate school? Now, separate yourself from your reputation. If you were in the presence of someone inspiring, how would you want them to view you? From a political standpoint, how would you want President Obama to view you? But if you don't care about politics, how about God? What is God seeing when he looks at you? Oh, but you're not religious? Well, what impression would you like to make on your favorite celebrity? Now, how would you want a college student or college admissions officer to understand your character? These are all the things I want you to think about. But I want you to put it all down on paper because I want this to be taken very seriously. This will be worth 50 points. You have the next 20 minutes to find a partner and fill out this diagram. We will then join as a class, and you'll give a report on your findings.
So I'm kind of shocked that you wanted to be my partner.
I'm surprised that you actually talk. These are the first words I've ever heard you speak in the last few years.
Yeah?
So why is that? Why don't you ever talk?
I never have anything to say.
Well, that's a sad existence.
Not really.
Well, I kind of don't want to fail the assignment, so it'd be good if you would open up.
Since when do you care about grades?
I don't, but I'd like to actually graduate. If I don't pass this class, I'm stuck here another year.
You used to talk about going to art school to become a fashion designer. You still draw?
How'd you know that?
Field trip 4th grade, you told me on the bus. We used to be good friends, Guy.
Oh yeah, and then you moved for a few years and came back and you had changed.
I call those years transition years.
How come?
I changed because my life did.
What made you so quiet? I feel like you'd have a lot of friends if you were sociable. I think back, and you were really outgoing and easy to talk to. Then, no offense, but you became a loner.
And you turned to drugs. I guess we both changed.
So I gave in to peer pressure. That doesn't make me a bad person.
No, but it makes you just like everyone else.
How so?
You're a conformist. I always admired you because you had the ability to draw in a way people dreamed of. You were unique. But then you started paying attention to how everyone saw you. Hasn't it occurred to you that drawing could make you better while drugs can only ruin you? Your problem is that you're too infatuated with who your friends are.
And your problem is that you don't have any friends. So Lori, tell me, what makes you who you are? What's behind the whole loner facade?
What's behind every person? Pain, hardship. I guess I was dealt a bad hand. But I'm still playing, still surviving.
So you're quiet to hide suffering? You're not like a self-mutilator, right?
No, but I came close to it.
I don't get that crap. Speak out if you have a hard life. If one part of your life sucks, make sure the other part is better.
Because that's what's getting high does for you. Better your life.
You don't even know me or my life.
Then tell me about it.
I could have gone to any art school in the country if I didn't have that expulsion on my record. I got caught with Matt's drugs last year, so I was expelled for a full year. I'm sure you've heard about it. Matt came clean and told the administration that they were his. They revoked my expulsion, but it was kept on my record because I was still a bystander to him using the drugs. It's stupid, really.
What?
High school isn't forever. Matt and his friends aren't going to be with me for life. I know that, but it doesn't make me act any differently. I'll still be branded part of the junkie circle. If people knew I was an artist or that I made some seriously tasty danishes, their perceptions wouldn't change. I'll be the smoker forever, the girl that parents advise their kids to stay away from. I'm bad news. I can't stop thinking of myself in that way. What about you, Lori?
The pain comes from my house. I have two parents that look perfect to onlookers, but they don't see our reality. My mom and my dad went through a nasty divorce. We were broke, and that made my dad mad. He took his anger out on my mom. He pushed her around, ordered her, and physically put his hands on her. We were borderline poor when I was put into a foster house. The 2 years I spent there were terrifying. They were sadists. They wouldn't feed me. I felt like Cinderella with a horrifying stepsister. The older girl, Brie, got whatever she wanted, while I did all the dirty work. If I was lucky, I'd get a piece of bread a week. They would beat me, find ways to hurt me. When visitors or social services came, they put on the act. After a few years, I found that my mom had moved out. My dad was on his feet again. They sent me back to my house. When I got home, I was a different person, and so was my dad. He was more of a recluse, and so was I. We didn't speak. I had a new identity at home, and I transferred to a school. I never got over it.
I'm sorry, Lori.
Millions of kids go through it. I just been in a never-ending trance. I'm not a loner, just a bit lost in the haze. I'm actually a skilled dancer. I've had many empty rooms to practice in when my step-parents were gone at work. I just make my own music and dance. It was freeing in a way.
You should let people see this side of you, Sky. Lori, you're a genuinely personable girl.
Thanks. And by the way, perceptions are not realities. Those perceptions can haunt you, but don't let them become you. Let drawing become your reality, not drugs. You're not who they say you are. You have to decide that for yourself.
Hi, Haley, right?
Yeah, and you're Ryan.
Yeah, so tell me about yourself.
I'm president of the National Honor Society and third in our class, in case you were wondering. I hope to major in biochemical engineering next year at Tufts.
So basically, you told me everything I already knew about you.
Yeah, well, I bet Chris mentions me from time to time.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, the two of you are best friends, and we've been non-exclusively dating on and off for like 4 years now.
Well, Chris doesn't really talk about his dating life.
You two are complete opposites in that regard.
Excuse me?
It's just that you kind of have a reputation of being a player. You've been with like every girl on the cheerleading team now besides me. And that's probably because I'm off limits.
You have it all wrong. I may be hooked up with a few of them, but not all of them, or even close. I was in a serious relationship, or as serious as they come, with that luck stuff for like 2 years now. I don't even know how these rumors are circulated.
People tend to talk. It doesn't hurt that you know that you're a good-looking guy, or you have a record of shooting 29 a game with 6 assists. People probably assume that you score just as easily off the court as on the court.
How would you know that?
I'm at every game.
Dedicated fan.
Brian, I'm a cheerleader.
Really?
Yeah, are you surprised?
Well, it's just that you don't fit the mold.
What mold? The straight, long blonde hair, the arrogant, conceited, clueless girl mold? I know how people see us. They think that we're obsessed with our looks and that we're stupid, that we're talentless.
I just picture you, I just don't picture you in that group.
Look, Ryan, I'm not just pretty and I'm not just smart. I have a right to be more than just one thing, just like you have the right to be different than what your reputation justifies you being. Maybe you aren't just a basketball player, or you aren't the guy who everyone thinks you are, and neither am I. I'm not that girl who likes to read. I feel like I blend into the population of pretty girls when I put on that cheerleading outfit. No one cares that I spent all that time learning how to do a round off or a cartwheel. They just see the girl with those enticing blue eyes and the girl with good genes. They don't care that I can solve an arithmetic problem backwards or that I'm bilingual. I want people to see me for what is underneath all the labels and all the clothing. My biggest annoyance is when I'm told that I'm only a brainiac or just a model. I've never said to be both. It's always one or the other.
You're gonna have to learn to live by society standards. Don't expect everyone to understand that looks aren't the only variable. Appearance isn't always accurate, neither are reputations. There is so much more to looks, or what the yearbook can say, but not everyone believes that. I'm guilty of making perceptions, and so are you. You said I was a player, but I'm not. I thought you were just a smart girl, but there's more to you than that.
So let's start over. What don't I know about Ryan?
I'm actually a decent poet. Want to hear one?
Sure.
Alright, as Kid Young, I used to escape the scum off the surface of the truth. I came to see it all, from the stoops to the troops, from broken asphalt that reflects ghetto dreams, to broken Congress that reflects our regime. That's all.
So Claire, let's start with the basics. What are your favorite foods?
My favorite food is probably pasta, and my favorite dessert is ice cream. What about you?
Pizza's good. And I like ice cream too.
Oh, really? What kinds?
I like pepperoni and pizza. Cookie dough ice cream is where it's at.
No way, that's my favorite too.
What's your favorite sport?
Track. Let me guess, yours is football.
Yeah, am I that easy to read?
Well, you practically wear a football jersey every day. People just associate you and your friends with football. It's not a bad thing. Behind every popular guy's good looks is also the elite position of being either captain of the football, baseball, or basketball team.
I'm not captain, just a head quarterback.
Exactly.
I can easily judge you if you want to judge me. That's like me saying that behind every studious girl is a girl dying for some fun.
The difference is that my idea of you is true. You can't bring me that way without anything to support it. I see you with your friends. Everyone knows who you are. Besides, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an athlete with a nice head of hair.
It's superficial, Claire. Do you even know what football is something I do for my friends? It's not because I love the game. I like the workout. My hobby is really music. Ever notice the trombone I lug around with my sports equipment? I didn't make myself into this kid people see me as. You all choose that for me. I do things for me, without fear of being humiliated or judged negatively.
So you're a musician?
I want to be. I choose that over being a professional football player. Music has some delicacy that football doesn't. What about you? Everyone knows you're smart, you're pretty. What is something you do that no one knows, if it's not partying?
I guess we both have the musical calling to us. I like to sing.
Why haven't we heard you perform?
For the same reason we haven't heard you. It's personal. I'm not one to stick to the status quo either, but here I'm known as the girl who saves her books. I guess I didn't want to be stereotyped growing up. I've honestly struggled with being black in an all-white town. There are certain stereotypes that follow race involuntarily. I'm aware of it. I know how black to me viewed as intelligent and ghetto. I know how wrong that is. I hate how people think that, but I made the choice to totally shatter any thought of myself in that light, while still staying true to my personality.
For what it's worth, it helps you color.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? I saw us disregard